some young broke dude.
They wouldn't let me off on a penny on a glass of water at McDonald's. They said it was 11 cents. I only had 10 cents and needed to take medication, and I have not been in a McDonald's since then.
You should have swallowed them with your saliva.
To be honest, I find this hard to believe, as Canada no longer uses the penny. Every business that deals with cash is required to round to the nearest nickel.
I asked my son what he wanted to be for Halloween, and he said, "Dad, I don't want to be Spider-Man. I want to be Nipsey Hussle and celebrate his life instead of mine." Couldn't believe that came out of his mouth. He didn't say this.
Horrible customer service. The worst experience I have ever had trying to get wax and mani. Waited more than 30 minutes as the window says walk-in welcome. That is not true. If you're not a regular customer here, don't even bother trying this place. They treat new people very disrespectful and don't want new business. Awful experience. The review this person just posted is false. I was just there as she came in without an appointment asking to get her eyebrows waxed. I was there with 2 other women getting petties. The manager advised her that she would be with her in about 20 minutes as every technician was busy. This woman got up after waiting 20 minutes and yelled, "Thanks for nothing," and tried slamming their door. The manager told her that they would be with her shortly, to which she yelled, "Whatever, bitch," and then stormed off.
$2 million has been donated to you by Manuel Franco, who won the Powerball jackpot of $768 million in April 23, 2019. Contact him via email for more details.
Area code for Kansas when he's from Wisconsin. You guys need to look into what you're lying about before trying to scam people. My husband just dined here with a group of friends. They go out every week, so they have a good idea of all of the food on the east side of Tucson. He said this was by far the worst cheeseburger he had ever had. They charged an extra $1 to add jalapenos, and so the burger was $13 and one of the worst he had ever had. There was no seating available in the cafe, so they evidently sat in an area outside, which was very uncomfortable. If we could give less than 1 star, we would. Sorry folks, it's a never return for this group. To all of the Yelp staff who send me non-stop emails about advertising with you, this review by someone not even there is a beautiful example of why I do not and will not. So Linda, the story from the GM, 2 servers, and our executive chef is a tad different than yours. And of course, you weren't there, so must be you writing a review for your husband? The group requested to sit outside. Yes, it was crowded, but they asked to sit on the patio. So not sure what your complaint is there. In fact, they waited close to 40 minutes to be seated on the patio and could have been sat inside before that. Must be miscommunication. And then we had the server, along with the GM, checked in on this party twice each. 4 times there was a direct opportunity to share the displeasure of the cheeseburger, and 4 times we were told everything was great, and every plate was empty. Interesting. And yes, when people add things to the meals, there is a charge. It is a business. There are so many great places on the east side, you are right. Hoping you can write many more reviews for the group that goes and tries them. This place was very helpful. Although the type of photography she does didn't match my needs, she made various helpful suggestions. Edit, I've changed my mind. 10 minutes after leaving the above review and giving her 5 stars, she had her husband call me up to threaten me. If you're going to do business with this person, have your wife/fiance call. Otherwise, the groom might not make it to the wedding alive. Psycho stalker husband type. Avoid. I am so sorry that you felt that way about the situation. From my perspective, you showed up at my old house address without calling or without an appointment, which I don't do, asking for a headshot. After explaining that I don't do walk-ins, you insisted that I give you my current address. I was very freaked out and didn't give it to you. You proceeded to harass me and figure out my address and update my Google listing without my permission. At this point, my husband called you to explain that you were freaking me out and asked nicely to stop harassing me. I am so sorry that you thought that we were the psycho ones. My husband is very sweet and was just trying to protect me. I didn't provide any services to you as I don't really do cheap headshots and gave you some other location/studio ideas for you.
I'm 7'1". Ask me anything.
Based on your post history, you are an interesting guy. Make $2 million per year, grew from 6'6" to 7'1" in less than 3 weeks. You are a Harvard admissions officer while only just sitting your SAT, while struggling to get a driver's license despite owning several luxury cars. Or you are just making shit up.
Well, it took me all night, but I'm ready for Super Bowl.
No way, you did this yourself? Good job.
Looks fantastic.
You liar. I saw this on Pinterest. Ha ha. Pretty crazy though, eh? Impressive. I'll have some cheese, please.
I can back it all up. I have copies of my DD-214. I have all my degrees and I'm a member of Menus. I'll be releasing a book in a few years when the last few bits of my military career are declassified. I've already written it.
I'm pretty sure a person of such talents, if true, would have more than 40 followers, especially considering you apparently have $25 million. So, quit your bullshit.
8th graders will make fun of you, but in an accurate way. They will get to the thing that you don't like about you. They don't even have to look at you for long. They'll just be like, ha 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 ha, hey, look at that high-waisted man. He got feminine hips. And I'm like, no, that's the thing I'm sensitive about.
If you're gonna steal a joke word for word, at least credit the guy. His name is John Mulaney, and he's a talented comedian. He doesn't deserve to have his joke stolen by some random Redditor farming for karma. r/QuitYourBullshit.
Bad first impression. Dude in the front desk was playing video games and he didn't help whatsoever. I asked multiple times for help, but he waved me off and concentrated on Csgo. Won't be back for a while. Such a shame.
Hello, you didn't describe what happened truthfully, so here it is. The employee mentioned you wanted to use an inappropriate username upon creation of your account, and you insisted on it even though he told you it's not allowed. Then you got angry and offensive with him. You were cussing and using foul language loudly after you were seated, as if it's on purpose. We understand if you cuss in the game in the heat of the moment, not constantly and offensively like you were. We strive to provide a friendly, inoffensive environment for all ages to come and play or hang out. We get elderly and kids guests, and your actions definitely won't be allowed in such a setup. You received 2 free hours of gaming, and at the end you took the buttons out of the keyboard and threw them on the table. We have a picture showing the date and time.
Unlike other major and successful frozen yogurt chains that wait for their customers to finish eating before closing, we were kicked out as soon as the store officially closed 11 p.m. on Saturday. Without warning or courtesy notice while purchasing, this made for a terrible first experience. There was no hours of operation posted on the front door and we walked in at 10:42 p.m. I'm sorry for your experience. However, you came in 2 minutes before closing, and our workers clearly warned you several times that we were closing while you were paying and that the dining area was closed. They warned both you and your kids. Not only that, we have a sign right in front of the register where you pay, next to the scale where the yogurt has to be placed, that clearly said the dining area was closed. I'm sorry that you did not read the sign and did not understand my workers when they told you.
Disgusting footage that showcases the current state of the healthcare system in the US. This is why it's imperative that we all go out and vote to make an actual change.
That's funny because the raw footage is actually from a WWE match and even had the logo of it on the bottom corner that you cropped out.
Westpac Alert, we have detected a potential issue and blocked your internet banking. Visit this link to confirm your device.
I don't have internet banking. I'm 13. Leroy is the cutest dog ever.
The caller says Shaka.
Aisha, most kids that get them can't talk. They start babbling as babies, and as they get these vaccines, they get quieter and quieter. Every single baby and toddler that I've come across is like this. The parents think it's normal because all the other kids are like that. They don't know any different. I've seen it in my own family too. My granddaughter knew all her animal sounds, colors, numbers, got a vaccine, boom, she couldn't say them anymore. She's coming around, but she's having problems pronouncing words. She's about 5 months behind, but she's trying.
Donna, please keep my daughter out of any of your future anti-vacation rants. She didn't forget all of her words, sounds, colors, or numbers after her vaccination. She's not 5 months behind. She's actually thriving and using 4 to 5 word sentences at 2.5 years old. She has a great sense of humor and she knows it. I think she's doing just fine along with everyone else.
1 star. Dump.
Thanks for your review, Graham. I'm sorry your dog Leroy wasn't suitable for our daycare due to his obsessive humping of the other dogs, but you seemed more than happy with our facilities and were very keen on placing Leroy in our daycare up until we unfortunately didn't pass his trial. It's unfortunate you've chosen to leave an unfitting review of our facilities based on this. However, our legitimate reviews will continue to speak volumes about the service and care we provide.
Thanks, Mrs. Cooper, for all the time. You've been a really great friend and also a burden. Ha! Just kidding. Hashtag Navy. Hashtag US Navy.
Your username is Sergeant, but your bio says you're in the Navy. This photo is from a popular Navy YouTuber. You understand stolen valor is illegal, right?
Our security just caught somebody taking pics of codes. They stopped him at the door leaving and called the police. The police asked him to show recent pictures on his phone. He refused at first, but then they were going to charge him with obstruction. Being there was probable cause and a threat of additional charges. He unlocked the phone and found he had pics of 9 different codes. They arrested him for third-degree retail fraud. Be careful if you're doing this. They are catching on and know what to look for. I'm sure he can fight this and get charges reduced or maybe even dropped, but attorneys cost money, so you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? At least be smart about it and only take 1 or 2 at a time. That way it looks like you're scanning the UPC code. Taking pics of 3 to 10 bags is just asking for trouble.
Oh, for God's sake, this is such bullshit.
My father has been hospitalized with complications from treatment for esophageal cancer since Friday. My mother is in the middle of chemo for gallbladder cancer and hasn't been able to visit him because the hospital is too dangerous for her. Today his doctor let him meet her in the courtyard.
Literally the same post.
This was fun experience, but I hurt my arm so bad I can't move it the past 2 weeks. I would not recommend this for kids. It's dangerous as the wind tunnel is strong. I go to gym every day. When I put my arms in the tunnel, it felt my right arm came out of socket. It's been killing me since my shoulder, my whole arm. It's cool. Real skydiving was better.
Hi, you did not fly with us, but another indoor skydiving facility, as you mentioned via email. As we discussed, it sounds like you suffered a shoulder dislocation, which is not unexpected for those with a history of dislocations. Though, as it was not our facility, I cannot say for sure. I'm still happy to assist you in reaching the correct tunnel, if you'd like to discuss your experience with them. All our best. I'm not Bruce Ackman, but I have spent too much time in hospitals. Ask questions, as many as you need until you feel safe. You can also request staff changes if you don't feel comfortable. I could at least the one time I asked, seeing as the original nurse was a friend, and I kinda wanted her to see me naked in a different context.
Wow, I'm actually pretty impressed that you copy-pasted my comment from further down, and in a place that makes the statement come in completely out of left field. Part of me admires your shamelessness, honestly. The way one of my students writes,
Mr. Foucault Lee, you thought I didn't have Reddit, didn't you? I do. I recognize my handwriting and can prove it. I can take a photo of the assignment and post it.
That's not handwriting, it's scribble. You get a 0.
For the record, I have nerve damage and a severe tremor in my hands. My writing looks like this by no control of my own, and Mr. Foucault Lee knows this. I have an IEP for it, but he's being I'm just gonna say jerk, given that above all, he is still my teacher.
So, is there a reason why your school is in no way accommodating your disability after you showed them your doctor's notes? This can't be the first time you've had to turn in something you wrote by hand. And to be perfectly honest, that's entirely unintelligible. It's just not possible this issue hasn't come up before.
I am, and I'm in a PT-OT class specifically for that reason, and Mr. Foucault Lee, the OP here, is my teacher for that class. Extremely advanced karma whoring.
I'm sorry, Reddit. I'm the teacher of the student who wrote the paper pictured above. He is in my class for OT-PT to learn to write again after nerve damage and developing a tremor in his hands. He called me on it, and I apologize. The point of my class for him is to improve his handwriting, and I made fun of him for his poor handwriting, despite that being precisely why he's in my class. The student has gotten school administration involved, and I will likely lose my job as a result of this, but I deserve it, and I am sorry. I'm sorry, Reddit. Stop flaming his handwriting in the comments. Stop saying I should fail him. Previously, he could barely keep a pencil on the paper at all, so this is a major improvement for him. He is not at fault. He is improving. This is my fault. I'm sorry.
The most disturbing part is Americans calling a pasta noodles.
Spaghetti is both a pasta and noodle. Who gives a rat's ass what word someone uses, especially when both are correct?
It is definitely not a noodle.
Depends on the type of pasta. In this case, it's spaghetti, which is a noodle. It takes less than a minute to Google this information.
Hey, I know you probably get this a lot, but you're gorgeous as hell.
I know this is a scam because there's not a single picture of me in my profile. It's just my cat.
Oh, no. It's a pickup line. I don't have to see you to call you beautiful. Oh, duh.
Sure.
Guess you don't know how to take compliments. Okay. Have a nice day.
Known as the Highway to Heaven, I-80 in Wyoming.
It's actually called the Sisters since there are 3 large hills in a row. I've lived in this area my whole life, and the only place it's called the Highway to Heaven is on Reddit.
It's probably Americans. Most or many of them don't have good tap water like the rest of us. Edit, and it's a sensitive subject. From your posting history, it's obvious you've never been to the US, only read sensational news stories about the US, and have an obsession with hating on the US since almost every comment of yours is about us. You're not getting downvoted because it's a sensitive subject. You're getting downvoted for spouting bullshit. Most don't have good tap water like the rest of us. Get over yourself. You're a teenager, has no idea what they're talking about, and is spreading lies to feel superior. Edit. And I see you're from Sweden. Maybe don't be such a hypocrite.
My house burned down and there's nothing left.
Yes, for sure it did, but you're lucky someone talked about it in an article from 3 years ago.
The worst nightclub in London. Run away. The nightclub does not deserve even a star. We put you out for no reason after spending £100 in their club. The manager is catastrophic and uncompromising. It only screams and insults tourists like us. My worst experience lived in all my life. Do not go there or you will be disappointed forever.
Hi, thank you for your review. What you failed to clarify is that you were asked to leave because you stole a bottle from behind the bar. You got caught and was asked to leave. No amount of money you can spend in the venue entitles you to steal from the club. We are not hiding this. Anyone caught stealing will be asked to leave and pay for the drinks they stole. Although, it would have been embarrassing for the manager last night to ask you to pay for it as it was a bottle of strawberry syrup. Remember that no amount of money gives you the right to misbehave. Anywhere. Ever.
Well, I'm killing myself. See ya. This is Brandon's mom. Brandon killed himself about 2 hours ago.
You were literally playing Fortnite about 5 minutes ago.
His brother is playing at the moment.
On his PC? He's not even bothered that his brother is dead?
Everyone is super duper sad.
Why is his brother playing Fortnite then?
Everyone in this world has a thing to let anger and sadness out, don't they?
How's it going, Candace?
Oh, hey, Melvin.
How's it going? Dylan not around?
No, he's skipping class to hang out with Kyle and Riley.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
Not, but you know what is fun?
What?
The dance last weekend that I totally invited you to.
Oh, how was that?
It was so much fun. Like, we all had cool costumes and the music was so good. Jeremy Renner showed up and played all his best songs.
Jeremy Renner showed up?
That's not even half of it.
You're talking about the Avenger Jeremy Renner?
Yeah, you wouldn't even believe me if I told you.
Told me what?
So I'm standing in line to get some fruit punch, right? Because I met a girl there and she was so cool and I told her I'd get us drinks and the line is really long and I look over to my left and the auditorium doors swing open and standing there in the light of the moon is 2 heavy-set security guards with AK-47s and walkie-talkies and in between them is none other than Jeremy Renner.
I don't even believe you.
I told you you wouldn't. But anyways, the crowd splits like Moses parting the Red Sea and he walks through the crowd to get on stage and fireworks start going off and everybody rushed the stage but I was already front row and halfway through his song Main Attraction, he reaches out his hand and pulls me up on stage.
Yeah, pretty sure you're lying.
No, I'm not even.
Didn't you say this was a My Little Pony rave? Why was Jeremy Renner there?
Well, that's the thing. I was on Twitter live tweeting the latest episode of The Big Bang Theory and I tweeted at him about the dance and he just happened to be in town. I mean, I didn't even know he saw my tweet, but he showed up because he thought my tweets were funny and that's why I got invited on stage.
Super believable. You're like the coolest guy I know.
I know, right? I bet you wish you came to the dance now.
Not really, no.
But you could have met Jeremy Renner.
I doubt it.
He even gave me his number. Look, I'll show you.
You know, Melvin, that's okay. I actually have to be getting to class.
Hold on, I'm calling him. Just a second.
Ha ha ha. Okay, Melvin, you have fun with that.
No, wait, listen, here.
That's okay. I really gotta be going. Have a good day, Eric.
Hello?
Hey, Jeremy Renner, it's Melvin. How's it going?
Melvin, my man. Hope you're doing good. Listen, I'll have to call you back. I'm in the middle of filming a music video for my upcoming hit single.
Oh, okay, no problem, Jeremy Renner.
Had a great time at the My Little Pony rave the other night, by the way.
Me too, Jeremy Renner.
Ha, awesome, man. I'll get you back in a bit.
Bye, Jeremy Renner. God, he is so cool.